Hi, this is Robin Thomas with Living Well Connections, and this is my video series from overwhelm to purpose and joy. This is week 10, and today we're going to be talking about resistance. Throughout the past 9 weeks in my video series, we've been talking about steps we can all take when finding ourselves in a difficult situation or a challenging time. Starting with breathe, release tension, set intention. I still do that every time I sit in front of the computer or make a business call. It's like breathe. While you're breathing 3 times, release the tension, and then set your intention of your next action. Another is developing the habit of gratitude. Gratitude changes the way our brain perceives our health, our business, and our life. Just by writing 3 good things every evening will train your brain to look for the good in life. A third very important habit to gain is to write down a weekly action plan, including your vision, your wins from the previous week, your gratitude, and your action steps for the week ahead. My WAP is what keeps me on track each and every week. Even when we're breathing deeply, practicing gratitude, and working on our weekly action plan, it happens to all of us. Resistance. And I'm not talking about forming a group to overcome an oppressive government. I'm talking about personal resistance to an idea or an opportunity. We normally only resist things that are either 1, crucial to our self-development. It can be scary and uncomfortable to grow. Or 2, aren't in alignment with our values and vision. So resistance is either a signal to push through and keep going, or eliminate that task from your list completely. My name is Robin Thomas, and I'm a business and lifestyle coach and a community leader in holistic health and wellness. I've had my own wellness business with USANA Health Sciences since 2004 and founded my healthy living community, Living Well Connections, in 2015. So, how do you know you're in resistance? Well, I can feel my own resistance when I get that deep, sinking feeling in my gut and the fight or flight response kicks in. I feel a deep sense of dread and anxiety whenever I think about certain action steps or opportunities. With my personality, that usually means a deep desire to get away from the situation. Other people might become argumentative or bossy. What happens biologically is that the amygdala in our brain reacts to a perceived threat. Then the hypothalamus activates the sympathetic nervous system, releases adrenaline, and subsequently cortisol. This stress reaction is great during an immediate crisis. Say your child is about to run into the street, you got to take action really quickly. But when you're constantly finding yourself in a state of resistance, the stress becomes chronic and your health suffers. Now, resistance can take all sorts of different forms and may look quite different for you. Do you feel drained after spending time with a certain group of people? Feel like you're misunderstood, having to constantly pretend to be someone that you're not? Or are you finding yourself addicted to food, such as bread and sweets, or feeling like you have to have that glass of wine or bottle of wine or other cocktail every evening, just to calm down, to settle down? Are you struggling to feel happy or joyful in your everyday life? Or are you constantly wishing your days and weeks and months away when you're always thinking and living for a time and place somewhere off into the future when you'll be happy, then life will be back to normal. When you can go on vacation, then I'll be happy. But when the vacation actually comes and you're not able to really enjoy it or relax into it, kind of like feels like you're falling back into overwhelm, doesn't it? Now, these are not normal ways of being. Life doesn't have to be this way. This is a sign you're pushing against your true self, your true feelings, and your truest life. Breaking the cycle of resistance requires us to rise to the occasion. It requires that we care more deeply about our values and our vision than anything else. We must use our values as a guide to get on the path of least resistance. Remember, each of us is in charge of our own emotions. When we're less resistant and more resilient, we're more able to focus on what we do want. There's an art to knowing when to push and when to be gentle with ourselves, and both serve a purpose. Directing our attention to what resonates with us, with our own purpose and values, helps us move on with our lives instead of pushing against our lives. The first step we must do is face the fear. In order to keep moving through resistance, whether you decide to push through and keep going or eliminate that task from your list completely, you have to become aware that resistance is happening. Remember that resistance comes in many different forms, and unless you've trained your brain to be aware of it, you probably won't recognize resistance within yourself. Resistance causes us to self-sabotage with procrastination and unhealthy habits. When we face the fear, we acknowledge it and allow ourselves to feel the fear and use it as a wake-up call to tune inward, regroup, and change the momentum of our thinking. Fear is our sign that we've separated from our inner truth and it's time to align. The point isn't to feel the fear and just do it anyway. The real work is to get in tune with our own inner truth and guidance system. When we're aligned, we trust our steps forward, despite not knowing what will happen next. Next time you feel fear, ask yourself, what do I truly want? How do I want to feel in this situation? What is one small step I can make now that will help me align with what I truly want? I've developed a daily ritual for myself that has truly helped me discover my own purpose and my own values and what I really want to do in life. It keeps me focused. And one thing I do is my weekly action plan. I talk about this in week 6 of the video series, so I highly suggest you go back and review video 6 and check out more about the weekly action plan and how I modeled it. So that's every week, usually Sunday evening or Monday morning. But at least 6 days after that, through the week, after my morning exercise and a large glass of water, I review my daily action plan, rereading my abundance statement, my gratitude statements, and my weekly goals. I then read a chapter of an inspiring book and journal about my overall goal and how I might take action from what I've read. I always end my journaling with this statement. One thing I can do today to make progress is to, and whatever it is I've decided to do that day. I end this sentence with one step I can make forward to my purpose. Now, I might do 3 or 4 or 5 steps that day, but in my journal, I'm writing one, I get that one done, I feel accomplished, and I move forward. After this ritual, I'm starting the day with a clear head and a mindful focus. It took me time to develop this morning ritual to become a true habit, but it's changed the way I look at my life. I used my own tips for getting started with healthy habits to form this morning ritual. And you can too. Have you discovered some resistance in your own life? Are you ready to get started moving forward? If my videos resonate with you, please join us at Living Well Connections for a community that supports, educates, and empowers all of us to make healthy decisions toward a more balanced and fulfilling life. And head over to livingwellconnections.info right now to receive my gift of a free ebook, 5 Ways to Get Started with Healthy Habits Without Getting Overwhelmed. I can guarantee you this is going to help. This week would be a good time to review some of the earlier videos in this series. For by taking action on these steps, you'll be sure to move from overwhelm to resistance to purpose and joy. Take care and have a wonderful, wonderful week.